Hello everyone, today I'd like to introduce the professional grade string action gauge meticulously crafted by Kepma for luthiers, guitar technicians, and enthusiasts. First, let's look at the packaging. The outermost layer is a transparent film. After tearing it open, you'll find a small white box with a magnetic clasp. Inside, there's a small pouch containing the string action gauge. At the very bottom, a user manual. The unboxing process has a nice ceremonial feel to it, while also being practical for storage. Next, let's talk about the materials and craftsmanship. Our string action gauge. It is made of 304 stainless steel that is 1 millimeter thick. It's not like the thin, soft, and easily deformable materials you find on the market. Before packaging, the finished product is soaked in anti-rust oil. This forms a protective anti-rust film on the surface before it's placed in the box. Many string action gauges on the market, including those from the American brand StuMac, are made of iron. They can be picked up by a magnet and are prone to rust. This one right here was purchased directly from StuMac's official store, and it already shows rust spots. To develop this gauge, we bought nearly every type we could find online, made of iron, stainless steel, FR4 material, and plastic. Prices range from a few yuan to a few hundred yuan. Their thicknesses varied: 0.3 millimeter, 0.5 millimeter, 0.75 millimeter. Among them, the gauges from D'Addario and StuMac have the same 1 millimeter thickness as ours, but the StuMac one costs as much as 279 yuans. Some might ask, why not just use a ruler? There are two reasons. First, a standard ruler's minimum precision is 0.5 millimeter, which is simply not accurate enough for measuring string action. Second, when using a ruler, it's very difficult to ensure it is perfectly perpendicular to the frets, leading to inaccurate readings. So, why did we design our own? Because the string action gauges currently on the market generally have two major problems. The first problem is that the measurement scale isn't fine enough. Most gauges use increments of 0.25. With a design like that, if you want to measure 0.3 millimeter or 0.4 millimeter, it's impossible to get a direct reading. Of the more than 20 gauges we bought, not a single one solved this issue. Therefore, we changed our scale to 0.1 millimeter increments for greater precision. The first set, from 0.1 millimeter to 1.8 millimeter, is for measuring the first string at the 12th fret and can also be used for the first and 6th strings at the first fret. The second set, from 1.9 millimeter to 3.6 millimeters, is mainly for measuring the 6th string at the 12th fret. The second problem is an illogical starting point for the scale. Most gauges begin their markings at 0.5 millimeter or even 1 millimeter. This makes it impossible to measure values below 0.5 millimeter, such as the action at the first fret. Continuation of impossibility. Our design, which starts at 0.1 millimeter, is far more practical. So, how accurate is our gauge? We don't make exaggerated claims. The precision of a string action gauge is relatively accurate. For instance, between 0.2 millimeter and 0.3 millimeter, you still need to estimate readings precise to the second decimal place, like 0.21, 0.22, or 0.23. Continuation of estimation need. When we compared it with a digital string action gauge, the margin of error was approximately 0.05. Let's do a live measurement. For the first string at the 12th fret, our gauge reads 1.55 millimeters. The digital gauge shows 1.59 millimeters, a difference of 0.04 millimeters. For the 6th string at the 12th fret, our gauge reads 2.34 millimeters, while the digital one shows 2.36 millimeters. A difference of just 0.02 millimeters compared to gauges with 0.25 millimeters increments clearly gets much closer to the true value. Achieving this was not easy. We sent our designs to 7 different factories for prototyping. We had each factory produce at least 3 rounds of samples, and some failed to meet our standards even after a dozen attempts, forcing us to abandon the partnership. We continuously adjusted our design and manufacturing parameters and sought out more reliable factories. It was only after multiple rounds of trial and improvement that we finally solved the problem, although it's only accurate to 0.1 millimeter. This is a 2.5-fold increase in precision over the common market standard of 0.25 millimeter, referring to the precision increase. Now for some usage notes. When measuring, the guitar must be laid flat. Your eyes should be level with the markings on the gauge to ensure the most accurate reading. If you try to measure while holding the guitar in your lap, the error margin will be much larger. The string height standard I recommend is 1st fret, 1st string, 0.36 millimeter, 1st fret, 6th string, 0.56 millimeter, 12th fret, 1st string, 1.587 millimeter, which is 1/16 inch, 12th fret, 6th string, 2.381 millimeters, which is 3/32 inch. This is what is considered the golden standard by the world's top 3 acoustic guitar brands. Continuation of golden standard. Within this range, you can avoid fret buzz while achieving a great balance of feel and tone. Finally, this gauge has many other applications. It's dual-sided with metric units on one face and imperial on the other. Both measurement systems are available. It can also be used as a fret rocker for leveling frets and for measuring knot slot depth, pickup to string distance, and string height from the soundboard. This is the Kepma professional grade string action gauge. With its fine workmanship and higher precision, it truly solves the common problems found in other gauges on the market. We hope it will become a reliable assistant for your beloved guitar.